Hey guys, what is up? It is Big T, aka Jack Storm, and today I am here bringing you guys a different type of video. And if it does sound like I'm talking low, just know it's because it is currently 10 in the morning, and um, you know, and Laura is still sleeping. So I wanted to bring you guys a new type of video. Um, I wanted to bring you guys kind of like a podcast. Well, it's not really a podcast right now, but it's more of like, like a sit down. And it's more of like, like a talking up until I can make it a podcast. Um, it's not going to go to podcast level until I move into my new house. And please do not mind the way that I look. I'm just, trying to be, I'm just trying to be as comfy as possible. Um, I got my cereal here and I'm going to eat, and we're going to go through a few topics I have 5 topics I'm going to go through in the video today, and we're just going to go through them. So I'm going to name this T's Talks, T E apostrophe S TALKS. And so yeah. And my first topic I want to give you guys is why I left public school. I'm not sure if I already put this in a video. I know I have tried to, but the whole reason why. Okay, so basically, I'm just gonna give you the whole, like rundown. I used to go to Catholic school up until the 4th grade, and then after 4th grade, they just couldn't, like help me anymore. So I moved to the public school. Um, and then like as going straight into the public school, I started to learn my sexuality more. I started to know that I was into guys, and it got to the point where I didn't really have like a coming out. Everyone just kind of, just knew when they gave me that type of label. So I never really got a coming out, and I got bullied. Um, then in the 6th grade, no, sorry, we're still gonna go on the 5th grade. Before I got diagnosed with Tourette's, I ha- I had this one teacher, and her name was, oh, I'm not gonna name drop her. It's too early in the video, and I'm not trying to get sued. Um, she did not like me being gay, and she had an issue with me and my tics. Before I got my Tourette's diagnosis, she would always think I'm just going and disrupting the class. Plus there were sometimes I did just disrupt the class, just because I was like, I was like a very problematic child. So when I actually got the diagnosis, she didn't believe me. I don't know why, because the medical record was on file. And then in 6th grade, I continued to get bullied. 7th grade, I was online the whole year, thank God. And then in 8th grade, there was this guy. His name was Leland, and I became friends with him. He was like my first straight guy friend that I actually had like in person. And then there was this one rumor that started to go around, and you know how middle schoolers are. They go and create fake shit up to make the story more believable. And yeah, he stopped talking to me and he hated me, and then he started bullying me, and all of his friends started to bully me. And then it got to a point where in my freshman year, my depression got so bad, the bullying got so bad, I did not want to go to school. I was having those type of thoughts, if you know what I mean. And it just got to a point where I didn't want to be in a public school anymore. But obviously I did, go. I thugged it out for half of the year. Then, this was around the time that I met Gage. And you guys don't know, my close friends, they know who Gage is. He's actually going to come up later on in the straight friends topic, which is about to come up after this. So you guys will have more information on him later. But that whole situation also had drained my mental health. Things got better, kind of, towards the summertime. But that school just, it just, like, reminded me of so much that had gone on. I did not want to go back for my sophomore year. So I switched to an online school. And then I got into the wrong crowd. I started hanging out with the wrong people. I started to drink. I started to go to parties. Started to do all this extra shit. And then it got to a point where they kicked me out. So I stopped doing my work. But they were also asking for too much. They wanted me to do about 10 hours of schooling a day. I'm not doing that. No, ma'am. So, and then I found out about the current school I go to now. And I started to go, and I liked it. 2 weeks later, that's when Aunt Pat got diagnosed with her tongue cancer. Stage 2 tongue cancer. And it just got to a point where I couldn't focus on school because I was too worried about it. And the drinking and the partying, it just continued. And then everything with Monica happened, and then, and then my, aunt was sick. And she was doing her recovery, and she was in and out of the hospital. So I really couldn't focus on school. I was hoping for a fresh start at school for this year, for like the current school year that I'm in right now. And it got to a point where I really couldn't, because at the end of August, no, sorry, early September, my aunt had to go to a CT scan to see if they got all the tongue cancer and all that, and everything else that was in, everything else that was in her neck, trying to killing all that cancer cells. And we found out that her cancer had returned. And then she went to the hospital the beginning of March. And no, sorry, not March, November. And then November 15th, around 10 p.m., she passed away at hospice. And then after that, I started to do better in school. I came here. Laura gets on my ass about school, so thank the Lord, because at least, all that is getting done, you know what I mean? Yeah. I was so behind. This should have been my junior year. And then when I started high school, sorry, when I started this school year, I was still in semester 1 classes of my sophomore year. And now I have 2 junior classes, 1 sophomore class, about to finish it, and my math class, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the worst at math. I'm still in Algebra 1, Semester 2. More than halfway done though, so that's good. And right now, I'm like a B, C average student. So yeah. So now, the next topic I want to go on, because I've had this a lot recently, is fake friends. Tired of the fake friends. Tired of it. When my aunt had passed away, um, everything with the Ashley girl happened. I lost another one of my close friends because she was practically just using me. And and everyone who I was hanging out with while my aunt was still around, I don't really talk to this day. I have a very limited friend group, and those people are Chris, Audrey, Amethyst. I'm just now talking with one of my very good friends that I've known for the last like 12 years, Hannah. I just started talking with her again, and we've been planning to hang out. We actually did hang out a couple weeks ago, and we're gonna hang out again. Hopefully this weekend. I don't know, this weekend or next weekend. I'm not sure. The amount of toxicity and stress that fake friends go and push you through, it's crazy. Like, it's like really crazy to me. I really never really understood it. I really never understood what people were doing until it got too far. Like, like until it was really something that had really affected me. That's when I started to notice the fakeness in people and the toxicity. And with just losing my aunt and dealing with all that and losing friends, some people who I thought were great friends, and then there were some people who I knew were bad and it needed to come to an end. Those are also the relationships I've tried to fix by trying to, limit myself with, but it was hard. It's just really draining, mentally, physically, and it's not something that I have the time for, especially with me only having, let's see, 4 more months left of school, and I am just starting my junior classes and have to get 12 credits so I can go and do this medical program that I want to do at school. I have to make sure that I am focused, getting my credits I need so I can go into this medical program once I turn 18. It's been hard having to deal with, fake friends, losing fake friends. I really don't really have much to say on it anymore other than that it's just hard and it sucks and it's just draining. It does suck that when you make plans with people and it gets to a point where you don't even want to hang out with them anymore. but you still go through with the plan because you don't want an argument in the outrun, you know? That's where I was at with this one girl. And yeah, that's all I have for fake friends. And then now I want to talk about about straight friends. I can talk about this topic forever. So, straight friends. Many many of the females that I hang out with, they're straight. They're not a problem. It's the males. I cannot have a straight male friend without feeling some sort of romantic type of feeling for them. The Gage situation, I met him in February of 2023. We actually met on Valentine's Day. Online, he sent me a Instagram live, and I hung out with him a few times, and almost instantly, bro. I mean, well, not instantly. A month later, I don't know if you guys remember from the Seth story time video, but about how I had that mental breakdown in this one guy's arms, that was Gage. And at that moment, I realized I was catching feelings for Gage. And I was already, stressed with the whole Seth thing. I just went and I put those feelings down. I put them inside. And it got to a point where I kept burying those feelings down. It got out of control. Towards the end of the school year, like the beginning of May, they got out of control. And it got to a point where I really didn't. And it got to a point where I really didn't know how I felt about him. Because I would tell myself I like him. No, sorry. Because my brain and my heart, they were like, he was he was just constantly on my mind, constantly making my heart skip a beat, like everything, the whole shebang. And I always told myself, no, Jack, you straight, you gotta bury those down, bury them inside you, don't think about them, just bury them. But then I'd also want to constantly hang out with him and see him. And it got to a point where I consumed. I was, under the influence. And I said some things I shouldn't have said. And he found out. This was during spring break back in March. And he didn't find out till the beginning of May. And he confronted me about it. And we stopped talking for like a month. But then we went back, and our friendship was really good. And then I started hanging out with Monica again, and I brought Gage around her. And it got to a point where we went to this one party, and Monica actually left us at the party, and I had to sit down with Gage, and we had an hour and a half talk of just so much shit. Like, that night was mentally draining. He basically told me a lot about his life that I did not know. He told me why he is the way he is, whatever. All that, the whole shebang. And it hurt seeing someone that I liked, someone that I loved, hurting like that. But seeing him so vulnerable like that, it made the romantic feelings stronger. And then he disappeared in November, and I didn't speak to him again until the summer of 2024. And then a few days after my birthday, I got caught up in something, and at this point, I really had feelings for him. Like, I really, really, really had feelings for him. And I got caught up in a lie because I wanted to save my friendship with him because I didn't want to lose him. And we stopped talking for, yeah, we stopped talking. And it got to a point where, during that whole time when, like around that whole time when when this whole situation was going on, was all I wanted to do was just see him and talk to him about it, to get him to understand that I didn't want to lose our friendship, and I didn't want to lose him, and that's the whole reason why it was the way it was. He didn't want to hear that. Um, he also didn't really, he like he was very like disappointed in me, and it like it hurt him, which I do understand. But love, when you have love for someone, you do crazy stupid things, you say crazy stupid things, especially when you're caught up in a moment. And my crazy stupid thing was lying to him and telling my friend a piece of his business. And I admit that I fucked up, but I'm also glad it happened. But I'm also glad it happened because it was so unhealthy for me. Very unhealthy for me that the relationship that I was having with Gage, it was very unhealthy, and I'm very glad I got out of it the way I did, cause it was a lesson to me, and it was something I was able to grow on. I mean, it was something I was able to grow off of. So I'm really glad it. So I'm really glad it happened the way it did, because if it didn't, I probably would still be in the same boat I was in August. So that's the Gage little rundown, long story short. You guys already know the Seth story time. Update on Seth, guys. I have not talked to him in 2 weeks, probably now, yeah. I haven't heard from him. He did a Houdini again. And, it's honestly starting to become a place in my life where I'm starting to finally know my self-worth. I'm finally starting to love myself again. And I don't know what happened to him. Like, I honestly hope that he's okay. He's still posting on his Snapchat stories, still active on Snapchat. I see that. Um, but I'm being ignored, and he's not putting our friendship as a priority in any way. And if you have a friendship with someone for 8.5 years, and you say you have a unique friendship with them, and it's, if it's someone who you believe is a special person to you, you would keep them close. I'm confused why I haven't been kept close. I never understood that. I'm so confused why I haven't been kept close. And So yeah, that's the update on Seth, guys. And um another thing is that I have met a few new people. They're, they're like, like online friends. I met them on Yubo. These two guys. Um, One of them I kind of relate to in a way, in terms of looking for long distance relationships type. I had a conversation with him just yesterday. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Um, we had a conversation yesterday about long distance relationships and how they almost never work out. And like, that is another topic. I'm gonna save that topic because I have a lot of stories of long distance relationships for you guys. Um, there's so much lint in this goddamn thing I'm picking at. Look at all this fucking lint. There's all this lint here, and I'm picking at it. Oh, I just got a text from Chris. Anyways, so we were talking about that stuff. I'm glad I have someone that I can relate to on that level. Um, the other guy, he's funny. I really fuck with him. Me and Chris, we've actually been falling asleep on the phone with him nearly every night. Hold on, I want to see what Chris sent me. I was texting Chris. Is Chris's mom is getting him enrolled into my school. Actually, it's not, my school, but it's the Cleveland campus. So yeah, so yay for Chris. He's gonna get help. Good for him. He's gonna get help at school and start doing what he's supposed to do. Good. I'm glad. I'm proud of you, Chris. I love you, Chris. So, anyways, where was I? Yeah. So, so I really appreciate those friendships. I am someone is that, if I have a friendship with someone, especially I'm a straight guy, I really cherish those friendships and I really hold them close to me because I don't have a lot of straight guy friends. I don't have any guy friends really, except for Chris, but he's gay, and that really makes a and that really makes a big difference having 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 a having a gay guy as a friend and having a straight guy as a friend. It's a big difference in so much way, especially because Chris is more feminine and I'm more of, like a masculine type. I'm like kind of like I would say I'm like, like a 50-50. I'm more of a masculine than a feminine type of guy. So I'd rather have more of so I'd rather have I'm a masculine guy best friend too. You know what I mean? But what makes that hard is when they make jokes about gay people, not really like harmful or like a meanful joke, but more like like something that like a normal gay person really wouldn't care about. I got bullied by I got bullied in any way possible for being gay. I had some kid punch me in the face just because I'm gay. And just because he didn't like me. So, so I obviously feel a certain way. And people are going to say, oh, blah, 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 you're just soft. No, it's just a matter of respect, in my opinion. Other gay people might not care because they think that, they think that they're friends with a straight person. so they're cool and they have to not really give a fuck because you know if they do say something that straight like you know like that straight person is not gonna want to hang out with them anymore. I'm not scared of that. I'll tell you straight up how it is, and I won't talk to you anymore if you're like that. And I do got a problem about some girls too. How come some blonde female middle school freshman girls, they always got something to say about gay people? Like, shut the hell up. Like, what? Like, hello? It's supposed to be the girls and the gays. I don't know why you're not being supportive. It's supposed to be the girls and the gays. Like, make it make sense. I really want to get over how I really gain romantic feelings for my straight friends. Because I really never had a straight friend who I've never felt romantic feelings for. Actually, that's a lie. Like, I forgot what his name was. There was one straight friend I've never really had romantic feelings for. Obviously, I got people like Audrey's boyfriend. I don't find him attractive. I don't, have romantic feelings from him. No offense to him, because he's a good-looking guy. But I'm just saying that's not my cup of tea. Plus, that's my best friend's boyfriend. I feel like I don't have a right to have feelings for him. You know what I mean? So obviously, I do have people who are guys who I consider I'm a friend, even though I really don't hang out with Audrey's boyfriend. He's my best friend's boyfriend, if that makes sense. Like he's like like he's not like he's not really one of my friends. You know what I mean? So I guess that is what the difference is there. I guess in a way, if that makes sense. I'm sorry. I really hope I'm making sense. I don't mean to not make sense. I really just hope I'm making sense here when I'm trying to explain this. Now, the next topic I want to bring up is how am I dealing with the grief since Aunt Pat's death? The 15th of February marked 3 months since Aunt Pat had passed away. It has been crazy. Oh my God, Murphy's fucking crying. I had to deal with shit, all the shit with the other girl and all this other drama. It has been a lot to deal with, and it got to a point where it really got to a point where I didn't have time to grieve because I was dealing with a bunch of drama. Um, I was also prioritizing the house because I was being told I need to prioritize it, I need to clean it, I need to do all this. I need to get stuff out of the house that's, get everything out of the house that is valuable and stuff. It was a lot of stress. I didn't have time to grieve. And it got to a point where now that I'm settled, now that I'm actually settled down and don't gotta deal with the house, I finally have time to grieve. And every day it's hard. There has been times, so many times, that I wanted to call my Aunt Pat and I just wanted to tell her. And, there were times I just wanted to go and I just wanted to tell her, hey, listen, I just, I'm accomplished this big thing. I've always been scared of this big thing, but look what I did. I accomplished it. Go, hey, Aunt Pat, look what I did. There's always been times that I wanted to call her up. I remember as soon as I got my teeth pulled from the dentist, I I was like, oh my God, I gotta call Aunt Stacy. Whose number did I type in? I typed in Aunt Pat's. Couldn't call her. It's just, all got to a point where I really never had time to grieve, and now that I finally do, it's really starting to hit me. Um, I really don't cry about it as much, but it's just a feeling of feeling lonely and the thought of having to grow up without that support from her. That is the only thing that's really making it hard for me right now. You know what I mean? The thought of just wanting to go home to her at the end of the day at some nights, like, it's just hard, like you really don't really, you know, guys, guys, keep your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, uncles, keep them all close to you, cause you really never know. Obviously, this was, unexpected, but it just had, went from going into the hospital for 2 weeks, going into a nursing home, and then she's coming home. To you're coming home on hospice, to you're not coming home at all. You know. So I'm finally glad that I was able to, I'm really glad that I'm finally able to sit down and grieve and have the time to do that. It is affecting school performance a little bit, but not too much. I'm still getting my work done every day, even if it's getting done at 11:59 p.m. It's still getting done for the day. Even if it's on extra time I gotta do for the day, it's still getting done. You know what I mean? So that's it for that topic. Another topic I have is plans for when I turn 18. When I turn 18, I want to obviously, go back to the house, go do all this. I think I'm going to do all that. And I'm going to really work on doing things all by myself. I really need to start doing things by myself. I need to get closer with God and ask for His guidance. Because, like I said, it's been feeling very lonely, and it's going to be very lonely when I go back to the house. I'm not going to have Aunt Pat to guide me. So I'm going to ask God for His guidance. Praise God, praise the Lord, praise Jesus. And I'm just going to ask for that guidance and that support and that little bit of strength, that little bit of self-worth that I have right now. I'm going to ask God, I'm going to ask God to show me the way towards making that self-worth higher and higher and higher, making that, just doing better. You know what I mean? So once I turn 18, I'm going to go do all that. I'm going to do some remodeling on the house when I can. I'm kind of going for like a modern look. And then I don't know what I'm going to do after 18. I mean, I really don't know what I'm going to do after 18. But I'm still going to be in high school. So, still going to go to high school. And then after I get my phlebotomy certification, I'm going to go work as a phlebotomist. So that's my plan once I turn 18. Finish high school. Once I'm done with that phlebotomy certification, if I get it, go do that. Go work in that field. And last but not least, because this video is currently 51 minutes long, pre-edit, is my mental health update. I would say um, so, as you guys I'm aware, I was diagnosed with moderate to severe depression, severe anxiety, ADHD, OCD, and Tourette syndrome. Tourette's syndrome can cause or worsen ADHD, OCD, and anxiety. So that's why I'm also counting it. Um, obviously, like I said, I am struggling with the death of my aunt still. So that is that is a lot I'm dealing with right now, and um, you know, I've been dealing with a lot of drama lately with this one bitch. Um, they always trying to beef on me. They talking about my dead mom and all this other shit. That was a part of Kristen's YouTube channel. You guys are gonna see that video at some point. I actually need to film my confessional for that. Yeah, like it's just like it's just a lot that I'm gonna have to go and deal with. So, um, my mental health right now. Trying to think of a pain scale. One, one being no anxiety, like no anxiety and no depression at all, to 10 being the worst. I'm probably at a 5, 6. I am going to therapy. It's helping. Um, it has felt like it has been in yesterday night. It did feel like a 7, maybe even like an 8. But right now we're back to like a 5, maybe even as low as a 4. But in in general, I'm between like a range of 4 and 6. So not bad, but also not great. I'm gonna end the video off here. Um, this has been Big T, aka Jack Storm, and let me know what you think about the Tea Talks. This is Big T, aka Jack Storm. Thank you for watching episode 1 of Tea Talks, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great night, everyone.